Do you?
This one. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the RGM Experience podcast with me, Carl Maloney. How are you doing? You all right? Another week here at RGM HQ celebrating what's going on in this bloody music industry that we all adore. What we like to do as well is delve into and tell stories within this music industry. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Phil Etheridge from the Twang. Hey up, pal.
How are you, mate? You all right?
Yes, thanks for joining us, mate. Thanks for joining us. You must have a bit on getting ready for the tour and stuff now at the minute.
Yeah, we've been rehearsing quite a bit, to be fair.
Yeah.
Trying to get them starting good. Dusting the cobwebs off.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah.
It's been good. It's been good.
Well, before we get on to all that music stuff, Villa are doing all right, aren't they, mate?
We are. We are doing very well. I say to the kids that don't know they're bored, man. The last couple of seasons, it's been ridiculous for about 18 years before that. It was dreadful. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful at the moment. Yeah, dream world. I know we're having a little dip at the moment, which we were going to,
Yeah.
But it's Unai's the man. Unai's the man.
Yeah. It is nice to see that Villa Park rocking again, because as a Sheffield United fan myself, and I live in Manchester now, so I see all the Man U fans that used to give it all out every time, all time, but now they've not had no to shout about for 20 years or whatever it is. It is nice when you see a new team up there just having a bit of fun and enjoying the successes of, everything
you
deserve.
I mean, I'm sure everyone feels the same way about their club, but we're a big club. And we, with a big fan base, and we deserve to be up there, And Unai's a genius, isn't he? And he's, and we've got the world's number one, in Martinez. So we're so lucky to have him. Without him, we'd have finished 10th. Like literally last season. He's literally unbelievable. He's not my favourite player, Martinez. What a bloke. But yeah, it's dream world. It's dream world. Yeah, there's people that sit by me still fucking moaning. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, but you get, I mean, as I say, for the last, 18 years or whatever, up until the last couple of seasons, you sat there and you're thinking, oh God, we'll go 1-0 up. We knew we was going to lose 2-1. Do you know what I mean? And now it's like we can go 1-0 down, and I'm pretty confident we're gonna come back. We're gonna smack Duran on 60 minutes, and it's all happening. So it's like, it is wonderful at the moment. It's good. Good time to be a Villa fan.
It must be nice for Birmingham as well, because it's had a bit of a hard time, hasn't it, with the council going bust and all that kind of stuff, and politically around Birmingham. I've spoken to a few bands recently that said it's quite tough at the minute, just in general, being a Brummie. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really. I probably live in my own little bubble a little bit, but I mean, I think it's tough everywhere. I think there's still a big hangover from COVID in general. You know what I mean? In general, basically, in the whole country, and and Europe, and I think that. There's things have changed, never got, I mean, it is back to normal, but never, there's a hangover from it, isn't there? Basically, every time, you walk into a shop and you see a keep your distance sign and you think, Jesus, that, that happened, you know what I mean? So like, I think it's been tough for a lot of people, especially like, the hospitality and that, the bars and everything, lots of bars closing. I think it was, but yeah, I think in general, I think most cities, have found it tough to recover from those crazy lost years. Do you know what I mean? But I don't necessarily think. I know Birmingham Council, but ain't all councils fucked? I don't know.
I suppose so. Yeah, they're all.
I don't know. I mean, it's you got to get the right people in charge. I mean, I don't know. I've not really thought about it. I didn't really think you'd be asking me some political question.
I've not written it down. It just came to me with Villa doing so well. Speaking to a few bands.
I'm a very proud Brummie. It's a great city. Great, it's a great place.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's just a few Birmingham bands coming out. I had the pleasure of seeing you at O2 Academy And I know the lads from the assist that supported you in
Oh yeah,
Sheffield.
nice kid from Warsaw. From
Yeah,
Warsaw, them lot. Yeah,
yeah,
lovely. Nice
yeah.
lads.
I know him personally. I was speaking to Ryan recently. They've got a new album coming out soon and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that
Yeah.
was the last time that I saw you guys live on that stage in Sheffield, just enjoying the big Twang doing their thing. And other bands from Birmingham, the Claws, they're doing really well. Pagans, SOH, Big Image. There's a lot going on in Birmingham in the
Yeah, we've
minute.
had all them. We've had all them playing with us, over the years, Claws and that. I think we've even had that Pagans playing
Pagans,
with.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's always bands been coming through. I've been I'm not going to say like a champion or whatever, but
Yeah.
I've always like given support slots to drum bands, and over the years, we've had like Peace, Swim Deep, Superfood, Jaws. We've had them all on with us, and give them their first like big gigs, really. So yeah, there's always bands coming through it now.
Yeah.
It's good, but I do like the assist lads. They're nice. They seem real.
They are real, and they had an amazing debut album, and they've got a new one. They've just sent it me. I've had a sneak peek, and it's ace. And they're just bringing a new second album out. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see people just enjoying music, doesn't it, and not taking things too seriously and just fucking enjoying it.
Well, they're definitely, they've definitely in it for the long haul. They've definitely
Yeah.
committed to it. I mean, yeah, I do know them lads myself a little bit, and they sent me a new track
Mm.
off their new record the other day, actually, which it did sound good. It does sound good. So they're nice kids, aren't they? They're
It's nice.
sound.
It's nice to hear the Brummie accent in a vocal.
Yeah, yeah, they're big Villa fans. They are,
Yeah,
isn't they?
yeah, yeah.
So I remember I cancelled.
Go on.
I cancelled the gig. Villa at Wembley. I can't think who was playing
Uh,
now. I can't think if it was like a semi or a playoff final or something. But we had this gig Camden like thing, and I was like, I can't do that. I didn't realise it. Well, I was like, I can't do that. I've got a Wembley ticket, but obviously I had to lie.
yeah.
It's bad. I feel bad about this. I don't pull gigs, but the Villa at Wembley. I'm not missing that. I haven't missed the Villa at Wembley since '94. That's a lie, actually, because in 2000, when COVID happened, I was in Paris doing a half marathon, and I missed that Man City game. I watched it on the Sunday, and then got on the plane the next day, and it was all fucking. Everyone was in a mask. But yeah, so I weren't missing Villa at Wembley basically. But I saw them lads on I saw the assist lot on the tube. And it was like, I thought you was doing a fucking blah blah blah. So yeah, I've come across them a lot over the years.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So celebrating 15 years of Jewelry Quarter. Having this long career in music, how do you reflect and look back on your career in the music industry after doing it so long, mate? How do you do it?
I think how do you do it? I think I'm really appreciative of it now.
Mm.
Like, I think I definitely don't take it for granted. Not that I really took it for granted before, but I think when we first broke, I thought it would just last forever. I thought this is it now. We're flying. We're going to be, and just the fact that fans keep coming back. I said it to someone earlier. I'd done an interview earlier, and I said it to someone like that. We're some people's favorite band, and you can't ask for more than that. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, there's fans that have come and seen us so many times. Tattoos and all this, and like. That's all you ever wanted when you started out, isn't it? People your songs to relate, and them to have found like solace or whatever in in your words or whatever. So it's beautiful, man. It's yeah. I'm really like proud or whatever. Yeah. I'm just It's and I think like I realize it. When I'm back in the studio with the lads like I have been today or whatever, and we're jamming and and we're all having a laugh and that. We're really lucky. We're really fortunate to still be friends and still doing what we're doing. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Well, it's the holy grail to have a career in music for a lot of people, in it, and a lot of people don't realize how just the slightest thing can make it hard work. You know, just like just extending a family, doing your own personal projects, things that you want to do. Over, you know, how many years has it been? Your first album came out. I'm just looking at 2007, was it?
7. Yeah.
Yes. You know, having
Yeah.
all these years in music. Um,
Well, the
how
thing is,
personally?
well, John's like my wife. You know what I mean? It's like my music wife.
Right. Okay.
I'm like the Twang's our kid.
Yeah.
You know, and we're fighting for custody of it now.
Yeah.
We're not. We chat a lot. You know, and we work it out. You know, and there's a lot of push and pull. You know,
Yeah.
from both of us, and we've made it happen. And as long as we, you know, and I do mean this, and I've probably said it numerous times over the years, but as soon as I feel fake, I'll knock it on the head. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
at the moment, it still feels good. The gigs, you know, are beautiful. It feels, you know, and we're enjoying writing again together, and it's good. So as long as, you know, and we will. There was a time when we was like, oh, we're just becoming, you know, because we do this annual Christmas thing, and
Mm.
people were calling it Twangmas, and I was a bit like, fucking, please don't call it that. That's a bit smelly or whatever. But you know, and like, you know, trying to back away from that a little bit or whatever. But I'm also very aware of where we're at, you know, and how fortunate we are to still have people to still be able to play, you know, good rooms,
Mm.
venues that I still feel the same. You know, you play somewhere like the Ritz, I still feel the same as I did when I first walked in there. It's like so many bands that I've adored over the years have trod those boards, and I still feel that, you know, it's amazing that I'm doing it as well. Do you know what I mean? That I'm getting to do it, and like yeah, it's beautiful, man. They're memories, aren't they? And you know, I will have. You know, life's about making memories, isn't it? And I'm trying. What I'm trying to do more nowadays than I did is, you know, is almost take a snapshot in my mind of, you know, when of the gigs
Mm.
that I can remember. You know, because I think early doors, you know, I was just in a whirlwind of whatever, and
Yeah.
not really, you know, not really taking it all in. But now it's like every time I get off a tour bus or get, you know, and we finish a tour, you know, and those tour blues, I realize that, you know, you might not get to do it again. You just don't know, do you? Whereas I think you feel invincible until you have kids, basically. And I think that, you know, I know that, you know, things can change so quickly, you know. So I'm trying to sound all zen and that, but I'm trying to enjoy it, you know, right now for what it is right now, you know. And right now we're happy, and we've been together today, and everyone's having a laugh, and the tunes sound good, and you know, same old, you know, taking the piss out of each other, and it's all
Yeah.
good. It's how it was and how it should be. But I guess that's where I've changed, you know, over the 15 years, that it's not as, you know, um it's not as argumentative as it was.
Okay,
Do you
fair.
know?
So is it more important to you to live in the moment a little bit more now? Because I'm trying to do that in my little world, and I'm not very good at it. You know, I'm always moving on to the next thing quickly, and that's that. I've reached that thing, and now I'm doing that. You know, just to slow down a bit and appreciate where you are and appreciate what you've
Well,
got sometimes as well.
oh yeah, well, I mean, 100%. I mean, I'm sure everyone's aware, but you know, what John's been through the last couple of years, you know, it makes you realize, you know, how fragile life is, and how, you know, and you can't not have something like that happen to, you know, your someone close to you, that
Mm.
it has a big effect, you know, and you do. I think, but then, and there's also the thing of, like, you know, having kids and stuff. Your mortality, you know, you start questioning it, don't you? You can't just, you know, it's where before, you know, you could. I did just not care, you know. I didn't question any, you know. I just used to
Mm.
do whatever, and you've got to keep yourself healthy and sane for those little ones, ain't you? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
definitely.
I definitely basically I've definitely read a few fucking self-help books. Do you know
Have you?
what I mean? As what's happened over time. But I tell you, I go running with
Right.
my mate. We go like away, like Napoli. We've been like loads. We've done like we do these little like trips in Europe and do like
Ah.
it's like a healthy, unhealthy weekend. And I got on the plane with him. I think was it the because we've just done Porto, but we did Napoli in February. We did Porto in September and we did Napoli in February. I remember getting on the plane with him in Napoli and we both like put our little rucksacks down, pulled out a book to read on the plane, and we both had like fucking basically self-help books.
Right.
And we
Okay.
looked at each other and we were like, what the fuck has happened? And we come to the conclusion as well that in a way, those books make you more paranoid after it. They can help, but they also kind of because I liked it when I didn't give a fuck. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? But you can't not you can't not give a fuck forever, can you? You've got to kind of or maybe you can. This is the thing that I'm trying to question. I
Yeah.
think I'm jealous of those people that truly don't give a.
Yeah.
Most people pretend they don't. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous of that. But then to get stuff done and to get stuff done, you got to care. You got to care, ain't you? And to do it
Yeah.
of a level, and to do it of a level. And sorry, I've just had chicken and chips and I'm burping like a mad.
Right.
Oh,
Get
um, get it out.
it.
The, yeah,
Yeah.
self-help.
Well, you said something there, you'll pack it in if things start to be fake. What do you mean by fake? What examples have you seen?
No, I think if I feel,
Yeah.
if I feel on stage, like if I question what I'm doing and I start thinking about it, I'm gonna knock it. That's my promise to myself.
Right.
I don't want to like, I don't want to just wheel it out if it's like, you know. That's why I think that I feel that about that each gig. You never know if it could be your last gig. I know this is a bit dark,
Mm.
it's a bit deep in it, but you don't know if it's going to be the last time that you all feel like that, or if something happens and you know to any one of you, and you just and that's the end of it or whatever. Um, yeah, that's all that is.
Yeah. No, I get it. And it must be something that's on your mind and that kind of stuff. And what is around the corner, nobody knows, does it?
Yeah, but I mean, at the moment, I don't think the last few tours have been so, you know, like last December was so joyous
Mm.
that we were definitely gonna book some more shows, and you kind of book these shows a year in advance almost. You kind of they're coming, and it's the years just fly though, don't they, man? It's fucking
I
crazy.
know it's
I
very
said
quickly.
it. It's bin day before you know it, basically, isn't it? It's Tuesday night again. You put in the bins, and you're thinking, "Fuck it, where's that week gone?" And I think that with the years, it's like summer, it's winter again, and you've got your big coats out again, and it's like the years just fly. And I think you've got to try and fill them with as much
Mm.
fun and as much memories as possible. And if
Yeah.
that for me, and that includes doing twang shows because they're great moments. You know.
What makes you keep coming back? Because you have quite a bit of a gap in between albums, aren't you? Just looking through the years. What is it? The fans that keep demanding more, or is it just you guys? You get itchy feet. What is it that keeps you?
No, I think it
In these
takes us a long it takes us a long time to make a record.
Right. Okay.
Um, Again, not to bring up that the COVID one, but
Mm.
we released an album in 2019, late 2019. Never really got to tour it because of that.
Mm.
And then that year was a bit mad. And then I also, during that time, I was at home, and my friend who lives quite close by, who produces, works with the Twang anyway. Me and him started writing a record together. So I kind of just concentrated on that. I don't like to do too many things at once. I thought like I'm just going to concentrate on that record, and we put that out, and it was kind of just a project for myself. I'd made these songs, I wanted to put them out. Well, me and Simo had made these songs, I wanted to put them out. Um, and obviously what John's been through, um, and then I said to John, "Do you fancy making a record?" Basically, and he did. He was unsure to start with whether he wanted to, get back into that. But I was unsure, you see, because I find it I find it such an unhealthy thing. Normally, I mean, this time has been different. I've just done a month in the studio. We did all of October, and I didn't have a drink at all, which is something I'd never done before, whilst writing or recording or whatever. And so that was a big thing for me, that I needed to be able to. I wanted to be able to do it like that. Do you know what I mean? Not because and I think that's what had put me off going back in with John. And I'm sure, to a degree, obviously, bar what he was going through in his personal life, I'm sure that was on his mind as well. So we kind of both went in, and it's interesting. For anyone who's thinking of not drinking that much, we didn't argue once, and that is fucking, and it's obvious, and it's obvious. But we didn't have an argument the whole month, and we haven't really argued at all. And but I think the slightest thing when you're in that like higher state, where only takes one little comment and you fucking at each other, and that tune, oh, fuck that tune, I've scrapped it, shit or whatever. And I think that's been really encouraging for myself. I've got a good friend who I drink with round here. He's in a band called Cut Glass Kings, Greg, and he was saying to me, because I was saying to him about my trepidation of going back in, trying to write another record with a twang, and he was like, "Just do it sober." And I was saying, "Oh, I can't do that," blah blah blah. He was like, "You can." And this sounds like nonsense, but for me, it was a thing, a thing that was like, stopping me doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I did, and I've got him to thank for that, in a way, because you can, it's a false sense of security, isn't it? Everything sounds great when you're fucked. Do you know what I mean? And you turn it up loud, you think you're fucking the Beatles,
And when's this album going to be seen then?
Well, I mean, we are in there's many phases, isn't there, to making a record, and we are, I'd say we're in phase 2 of it or whatever. We'd spent a few months writing and just basically just in a room together writing, and then we booked a month recording with Simo, and we've just done that in October. On the hope that we'll catch some magic, but also get to know find out who they are, find out who these tunes are, and what they're trying to say. So we've done that, and we're listening to that, and that's another phase, because I don't want to make some rash decisions on them, and I want to live with them for a bit now, and and try and what we're trying to say and what we're trying to do. And then we'll get this tour done, and then in January we're gonna have some more studio time, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. But I think it's so different nowadays as well, isn't it? That you don't have to put out an album as such. We're calling it we're making album number 6 or whatever. But I think that you can put out, you can just put out a tune here, a tune that, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a record, So we're looking at that. Or we're talking about that at the moment, the option of just putting out tunes when we want to, and just and when we feel they're right and ready. Because I think this is the right word, but I think most twang records, they're quite eclectic, in the way of they're not, the tunes are quite different, they're not all the same, we kind of, eclectic's the word, isn't it? There's different types of songs on each record, which we've sometimes regretted, because we're kind of is that has that made sense? We shouldn't have put that track on. We should have the album would have made more sense or whatever. But I mean, these are regret. You're never going to put. I don't know. Well, you're never going to put something out and not have. Wow, we could have done that, because it's hindsight, isn't it? And we'd be millionaires, Rod. If you had that hindsight. Well, we'd have all bought.
How do you know when an album's finished? You know, is it best for you to just live with it for a bit and just take that
Yeah,
time?
it is, but I think that's when you need outside. You know,
Yeah,
you do need good A&R. You do need good ears that you trust. You know, of other people as well, because I think that you might not. Well, it's look through the history of music. You know, like Nirvana hated Smells Like Teen Spirit, didn't they? The Pixies, Here Comes Your Man, and all this, and then people are like, no, So you do need that kind of outside ear to 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 tell you. And I guess we're kind of in that phase as well, where we're listening to and working it out, and then we've got some good people around us, though. We'll get there, and it's just been lovely to be back in a room, making songs again and all getting on, and not just it's been a great few months. It's been like really really beautiful. Good memories. Good.
yeah.
It's
So you,
and the tune. Obviously everyone's going to say it, but the tunes are sounding great, and we're happy, but we've gotta live with them for a bit before we just rush and put something out. Because there's part of me that's like, oh, just whack that out now. It's wicked.
yeah,
But
yeah,
if you can make it, if there is more in it and it does want to grow into something else, we've got to give it that chance. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
But then that's a producer's job, isn't it? To say, nah, that's it, that's done. You're not doing 45 vocal takes. You're doing. You've got it. You know what I mean? It's like it's your job because I ain't comping my own vocal or whatever. It's like, but yeah,
it
it's
must.
good. I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
excited by
nice.
it.
Yeah, well, that's something to look forward to in the new year. But it must be a strange time for a band to have this album going on in the background and having a tour, concentrating on one album. I know you'll probably do some other classics on top of the just playing the album on your tour. Is it a strange time for the band to have these two things going on, completely different things, and
Well,
nostalgia
no, because
as well? No.
no, I mean, well, there is the nostalgia thing, but
Yeah.
we're lucky to have that nostalgia that people want to
Yeah.
come listen to our second record in its entirety. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, I, but what happened was we'd never put Jewelry Quarter out on vinyl,
Right.
and we really wanted to do that. And there was I spoke to the label and they said we could. There was a re-record clause, so we've done that and remastered it, and got that set up so we could put it out on vinyl because a lot of fans have been asking for that for years to complete their collection. So once we'd got that in place and we knew that that was happening, um, our manager obviously went, you should tour it, you should play it in its
Mhm.
entirety, because we'd done it with Love It When I Feel Like This on 10 years. I know it's like, like the Happy Mondays keep rolling out 15, 20-year anniversary of this, and you can pay the tax bill or whatever. But I feel it was just the right time, we've got it coming out on vinyl for the first time ever, and we're going to play it, and a lot of those songs, like there's definitely like 6 that we've never played live, and another 2 like Answer My Call and Another Bus that we haven't played for like 6, 7, 8 years or whatever. So it's good. It's been lovely, to refresh. Well, I hadn't listened to the record for years, and I'm not just saying that. I don't sit at home listening to the Twang, believe it or not. But I I did. I knew that we were going in to start jamming last week, and I was doing a drive, and I thought, oh, I better put the record on, refresh my memory with the vocals and that, with the words, and I was like, it's great, it was a great record, it was a great time. It was a weird time because we put that record out, it went to number 20, and we got dropped like literally like the same week. It's like it was a strange time because the band had so much hype and got to like Brixton and number 3 album and blah blah blah, and then everything else felt like a fall.
Yeah.
But we rode that out, and it is what it is, and I've got no like, I'm not bitter, or whatever about it. It is what it is. But it was a strange time. So to revisit it and listen to it for what it is, it's a it's a really strong record, you know. But the fans have always said this. It's a lot of people's. It's the fans of our band.
Mm.
It's a lot of their favorite record. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them say that's their favorite out of everything that we've done. So I'm looking forward to it. It's good. It's it's interest. It's been interesting, like jamming them the last few days and that, and it's been good. It takes you back, don't it? It's 15
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
If you're a different person, and it's like there's this youthfulness in the words and this naivety that's like beautiful that you can't, that was that moment in time that you captured. I think this is the thing that I find so beautiful about making music. You are capturing a moment in time. Do you know what I mean? And that you can never get that back, obviously. And it's like a beautiful document of that part of your life, isn't it? And you're so lucky to be able to do that. It's better than any diary or anything. When I'm dead, my kids are going to be able to listen to my voice, you know, in their earpods in their room, and they're going to be able to hear Dad. Do you know what I mean? That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, man. Deep, admittedly,
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful thing, and yeah, and that record's just a moment in time. That was 2008.
Why was
That was where we was at.
why did that not one come out on vinyl then?
I think the label had kind of. I think it had all kind of fallen off for us a bit. I think
Right.
like there'd been a bit of a turn. Which is what it is. We were hyped up
Yeah.
to fuck. We were given like £1 million publishing deal and a 2 firm record deal. It was ridiculous. We were just in a book and it was madness and it was wicked. I was loving it. Traveling around on a rolling pub, touring all the time, just
Right.
just traveling and just living the dream, innit? Living the dream. But I think it had just fallen off a bit. I think the enemy had switched on us, radio had switched on us a little bit, and it was just. I think in general, guitar music was, it was just it was, and I think they'd kind of lost a bit of. I don't know. I don't know. I think we were still selling CDs back then, but we just didn't do it on vinyl. And then we could, we didn't own the record, so we couldn't. And then they've said we can, and it's like, so we thought we'd do it, and it's it's good, man.
Well, I do love it when a band goes back in time and plays a full album. My favorite band as a kid was the Wonder Stuff, and like last year I went to see them do Construction for the Modern Idiot. Just listening to the album in full again, really. Do you need a minute?
No, no, it's just my kid. What's the matter?
You all right, mate?
You okay? Hungry still? You've just had chicken and chips. Give me 2 minutes. All right, get them. Get them. I know what she wants. There's Maltesers in the fridge, and that's
Oh,
what
there we go.
she's
There we
not
go.
hungry. She's
I'm
hungry.
hungry now.
I
Yeah.
love the Wonder Stuff.
Yeah.
We've been lucky. Turd with the Wonder Stuff. I've talked about this too much, but I'm in the Court in My Shadow video. Miles knows.
Oh yeah.
As a very young man, I was with my older brother, and that I'm in the front row of it. You can see me in this little beige Harrington, but I've talked about that too much. It is boring. I virtually talk about that on every podcast I've ever been on. I'm a massive Wonder Stuff fan, and I've met Miles, and many times, and he's such a lovely bloke. He said so many kind things to me about my band and that I can't speak highly enough of him. He's and we've played, we've played shows with them a few times as well, and they're just an amazing band. Yeah, I love them. I love them.
It's just so nice as a fan to revisit an album and a few classics after that, and just have a good night reminiscing about the good old days and that kind of stuff. Just as a fan, it must be exciting for them to see this tour that starts in December, the 5th of December in Leeds. Then you're going all over Coventry, Leeds, Liverpool. There's a link in the description of this podcast. Anyway, grab yourself a ticket for the Twang on tour. The full album, and it's going to be out on vinyl as well, so you can finally get that record in your pocket.
Yeah, they can. Although the splatters have sold out, the gold splatter ones have sold out.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, it's good, man. It's exciting. I'm really looking forward to this tour. I mean, it's only a couple of weeks away as well. It's like, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Is it going to be a sober one then? If you've done the album sober, are you going to do it sober or what? That's a no.
this is no. This is the thing, isn't it? You can go into stuff with good intentions, you know.
Yeah.
What I did when we was recording just the last month is I drove. Because then
Right.
you can't, you know,
Yeah.
driving myself. And plus, I had to, which I never used to have to do before, but I had to pick up the kids. You can't be turning up, even if I got the train, I can't be turning up to pick the kids up, you know,
Yeah.
looking like that. So, because that's, you know, social services on the door, aren't you? So, but I will go in with good intentions of behaving and fail miserably.
Nice.
What's going to happen? It's what's going to happen.
Well, what would you say to the Twang fans that are hovering over the link now? They're just about to buy the album. They're just about to buy a ticket for the tour. What would you say to those people that haven't pressed the button yet? Apart from press it, what message would you send to them to force them to give them no choice but to press it?
Well, regarding the vinyl, if they don't buy it, they're gonna and they want it, they're gonna be buying it on eBay for like
Yeah,
very inflated price 6 months down the line, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, our first record, even the re-release is stupid money on eBay now. So I would do that unless they, you know, want to pay double,
Well, they might
triple
as well buy two and then vlog one later on, aren't they?
what it is. Well, I mean, they could do that as well. Well, yeah, I mean, if they want that record, it makes a great Christmas present. I would definitely purchase that. And the tour, you know, I think people know what they're getting with us. You know, they know what they're getting. They're getting a good night out.
There
We
you
always try and give them a good night out. It's their party, you know, and we try and bring that for them, you know.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate your time today, Phil, joining us for a little chat here on Zoom. Get yourself off. Your kid needs some chocolate. Get them all sorted. Get yourself ready for the tour.
Gonna put a Christmas film on. Is it too early to put a Christmas film on?
Nah.
That's the night plan tonight. We're gonna have a little
nice.
little snuggle on the sofa and watch a Christmas
nice.
film and eat some Revels. You know what I mean?
Nice. Well, Phil, thanks for joining us today, pal.
Pleasure, man.
We're really looking forward to the tour, the new album in the new year.
Yeah, man. Come down. Let Rob know if you want to.
On it.
Come down to a show, man, and stick you on the G list, innit?
Cheers, pal. Thank you. Have a good night. Thanks for your time, Phil. Cheers. Nice one. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my little studio. We're just having a look around. This is where I record loads of good chats. And you know that already because you've just finished one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed it, have a look around. Look at this. There's different videos all around here. New videos that you can enjoy too. I promise you it'll be all right. Nice one. Thanks for tuning in again, guys. See you soon.